happy Wednesday, everyone. As you can see, Jill turned into Doc today because Jill is homesick, and we are sending all of the good vibes for her to get feeling better soon. But hopefully, she'll be back next week. But we didn't want to just not. We didn't want to reschedule or cancel. So Doc was kind enough to join, and I have my co-host.
I can
Scarlett.
say my one thing I know in Portuguese is Cristiano Ronaldo and obrigado. That's it. I'm done.
Well done. Well done. I love it. Well, I super appreciate you jumping on, Doc, and I'm excited to talk through a few different use cases. And, as always, we'll probably revisit this topic when Jill is back because she's got some stuff she wanted to cover too, but we figured we'd jump on and talk through a couple of them. And I have my daughter here today. Scarlett's hanging out as co-host, so if you have any questions or she's got questions, she'll likely jump on as we're going through. Scarlett's big into YouTube. She follows all the YouTube folks. So yeah, we'll be.
Oh, there you go.
Who's your favorite YouTuber, Scarlett?
Uncle Doc.
Uncle Doc. He loves Unbreakable or Unspeakable. Excuse me, Unspeakable. You may not
Scarlett,
keep up with
checks in the mail. Checks in the mail.
Oh my goodness. It's so great to see everyone on. Hey to Paul and Parker. Obs is here. Paul is making sure people ask the best possible questions, which is amazing. We have Tony and Sammy on. Aloha to Stressed Out Stress Free and Broken Link podcast. Yeah, I think. Oh, and 100 Watts and Wire Christian's here. And Luis is here. Awesome. Well, yeah, if you have any questions throughout the broadcast, definitely throw them in and we'll have just a casual conversation. But Scarlett is sharing moderator duties. Yeah, she's keeping it real. She's got her goldfish here, so she's ready. She's ready to go.
I know. Paul, you're going to be in trouble if she's good at this.
Hi, Drew. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, Kali. So good to see you. Yeah, so I figured we've been doing Prezi takeover in the community this week, which is, I think, in some ways a bit of an unconventional way to approach using Ecamm Live. So I thought it would be fun to talk through some of the other different ways that people can use Ecamm Live that is not necessarily live streaming or creating a live show. So I sent over a few to Doc, and I thought maybe we could talk through some of them. But if you are out there and listening in the audience and you have cool ways that you're using Ecamm Live that are outside kind of the traditional live streaming box, definitely throw those links in or throw in what you're doing. We'd love to chat a little bit more about it. Let me just grab my notes here. Yeah, so I think a really cool first option that many people don't know about, although Doc's been covering this or at least showing this here in the demos on Fridays, but you may not know that you can actually change your output in Ecamm Live. You can change your stream aspect to tall or to square and record videos that you can use on platforms like Instagram and TikTok and all of the and YouTube Shorts, even in some cases. But being able to record those videos in a different aspect ratio other than this traditional kind of 16:9 widescreen option is a really, really great way to be able to just quickly record that quick, snappy, quickly digestible content that you can use to create those as we've been obsessively calling them scroll stopping moments, those scroll stopping moments, right? And Mary Lou
That's a good name.
yeah, right? Mary Lou Mandel is fantastic at this. So if you haven't checked her out yet, we'll drop a bunch of links into the description following this. But Mary Lou does a really fantastic job of this, and she uses Ecamm obsessively to create these amazingly fun, short, snippy videos that she's able to use in a bunch of these different platforms. Let me just jump in live demo mode so that you can take a look at this. But yeah, so if you didn't know, which many of you probably do, but up here at the top in the Ecamm Live menu, you can just shoot over to options, the options menu, and then click stream aspect, and you have a bunch of different options in here. And I think sometimes we forget, we get so in the habit of just live streaming that we forget what the different choices are. But you can do extra wide, classic, square, tall, which is becoming more common as more of us are exploring TikTok and Instagram and these different spaces. And then there's also 360 camera. So there's a bunch of different choices in here as you're thinking about recording videos, and a really fun way to approach it. Doc, have you
One of the
seen
cool
any
things about
approaches?
doing the vertical is that you can put it in vertical first just to see where you're supposed to sit, kind of know where your limitations in your screen are,
Yeah.
and then put it back to 16 by 9. So you can record a single video that when you're in Final Cut, you can just conform to fit vertical. And if you're doing 4K, you have plenty of information, but you'll know that you can't, like go over here. You'll know where you need to stay because you can use reference points in your room. So for me, I got these two little
Box.
sticks right here,
Yeah.
which kind of says keep your big melon in because you go too close, the laser just burns the face. You see, so once you know that, it's very good if you're a type of person who wants to try to do a single video that you can chop into two different pieces. You can use markers in your room to kind of let you know where to stay, and so as you're watching yourself on your confidence monitor, you can keep yourself in the center and don't be too handsy.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I love that. I love the different approaches. I'm very much like, let's just switch it over into this format because I am terrible at video editing. So I'm like anything to not edit my videos. Whereas Doc is much, much better than I am. So he's like, you know what, you can just record it and then you can cut it down to the size of the shape that you're looking for. So I think, yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's a fun way to do it. But yeah, both are possible. So certainly if you have Ecamm, let's use it to the fullest capability. So don't be hesitant to record some of those different styles of videos in this space. I'm loving the different questions that are coming in. I'm just gonna jump over
I
to
like the win the house
yeah, this one.
win the house you love. Yeah, the software that we use to highlight comments on screen is this cool software called Ecamm that we both work at.
Yeah,
No joking. So, yeah, Ecamm is built as part of our swag. It's just built into the program, so it's really cool because you can highlight comments and bring them on. So you'll see to my. Did I do it right? Yeah,
yep,
I did it
yep.
right.
Yeah, you did
To my that way, to my right, your left. There is a bunch of comments, and so when Katie clicks on your face, he's right there. Let's see if I can remote control. There you go. Then your comment comes up, and then if we go down to the next one, then that's it. Now the reason why we do the queue thing, which is so cool for our software, in that box at the top,
it.
Kate, I'm over here trying to touch it with my finger and I can't. There's a search box, and by us hitting the queue, then we can see the people who formatted their questions correctly, which is you and Aubrey. Everybody else, they don't want their question answered. No, we do that because it's easy for us to find it in a very busy stream. We can just type Q colon in the box and get immediate to the questions. So that's why we ask people to put the Q in the front. It's kind of streamer etiquette for mostly all streamers, but we figured out a way to make it easy for our users to find their questions once they've been asked.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, if you're doing like a regular Q&A or you have a Q&A form like section at the end of your show, it just makes it so much easier. And it's the same thing too if you're not doing a Q&A but you just finished speaking about Instagram like we were doing, you could type in Instagram into the comments, and if anyone had asked us, or made a comment that had that word in it, you'd be able to find it quickly and easily. You can also favorite comments as well. So this little star here to the side. So if I was, kind of watching as Doc was talking, I could just hit favorite to that, and then I'd be able to go over here into this tab and see all the ones that I had starred. So, if you're in a really busy stream and you're double checking all of the questions and comments that you want to be able to highlight later, it gives you that ability. Scarlett, look, you got a comment. I want to meet Scarlett. Oh, my mic is a touch too hot. All right, I will back up a little bit.
It sounds good in my headphones. It could be they got.
Oh, you know what I'm
good
doing is
speakers.
this. How am I sounding now? I did not have my mic turned on correctly, so thank you.
Oh,
Respectfully.
that's what it was. You were talking to your
I
to
was
your
talking
iMac.
to
You're
my
talking to your
computer.
MacBook.
I was talking to my
Oh,
computer.
cool. You can make it a little louder now, but yeah, it's good.
I'll just keep adjusting.
You can.
as I go.
There you go.
There
Perfect.
You go.
There you
There you go. Live testing.
On point.
I love it. How do you
Yay.
screen share on a Mac? This is actually great, and was another use case that I wanted to highlight and talk about as we were thinking about different ways to use Ecamm Live. So, there's a lot that you can do in kind of this in the screen sharing space and also in the screen recording space. So if you're, there we go. Hang on, let me put Doc bigger. Go ahead, Doc. Do it again.
Yeah, just hit the button. So in Ecamm, we actually have screen sharing functionality built in. At the top of the window where you see my name and that number 55, where Katie is, there's three icons. One selects camera, one selects screen share, and then one selects a movie. So the middle option selects a screen share. But right now, because she's in demo mode, screen share might do funny things. So I just turned my camera into my screen share, and then that's how we do it. And then
Yeah.
I can go back to like that. So yeah, we got many options, and you'll see why I have a green iPad in a second. I'll show you.
Absolutely. And yeah, so you do not need, I see the questions coming in, you do not need to have a pro version of Ecamm to use screen sharing. So if you're having issues and you're clicking this, hopefully you can see this, but this icon here in the middle, we also have screen share overlays. So up in the overlay menu, you can add a new screen share overlay. So here's my screen, and you can move it around. You can make it as, as big as you want, and you can control what you're seeing. So, any applications that you have open, if you want specific applications, that little pencil to the side of it will let you do all of that, and then X out of it when you want. So yeah, that should come up just in any version of Ecamm Live. If you're having problems and you can't find it, or it's not working for some reason, definitely drop an email to supportdesk@ecamm.com and we'll take a look at what's going on. But yeah, I think, I think as far as use cases goes, there's a lot of folks out there who are doing screen recordings or screen sharings to send over to team members about things that they're working on or as part of presentations that you're doing. So rather than using like a Loom or something similar, you can absolutely record your screen within Ecamm Live in a variety of different ways to be able to send those videos over to team members or upload them to different places or use them as part of presentations. And again, if you either set your preferences at the beginning or before you go, come over here, you can control the size of that video. So it says stream size, but that's the same for your recordings. Select from 540p all the way up to 4K, depending on what you're trying to accomplish or the quality of stream that you're looking for. So you're able to use that to demonstrate things, to show, what a tutorial or something that you're trying to walk through. You can create those videos to send in a variety of different ways, whether that's uploading to a site or a blog or sharing on social or just sending across to a team member.
I'm doing crazy stuff.
No, it's all right. I'm catching up with comments.
I just wanted to put this on screen real quick, just so everybody knows. The question's going to come up.
Thank you.
4K is a pro-only feature.
It is.
And it is the second probably most important reason to go pro. The first is probably virtual camera.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think.
This is a great question, or a great comment, using Ecamm with virtual DJ. I love it. So yeah, absolutely. There's, a lot. Doc was in that space before he joined us full time doing all kinds of stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, I was using it the other night. We were in Discord and my crew's in there, and so I was showing them how to make effects, right? So if you have special effects for your stream, like I was showing them how to take that out of DJ Pro, and so I was using DJ Pro and routing it through Ecamm because I had Ecamm as the virtual source in Discord, and I was showing them how to edit the effects in Audition. So yeah, I mean, if you understand audio routing, you could do everything. If you don't understand audio routing, make your stream simpler.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure if I totally understand this question. Any comment solution for intranet? Oh, you mean do you mean like you're pulling comments from an intranet like portal? Is that what you mean? Like comments and questions? Yeah, can you rephrase, Christian, just so we're sure we don't miss your question, because it sounds like it's something we probably could answer. But can you show a portion of your screen, not the full desktop? Yeah, absolutely.
All day. You can crop your heart's content.
Yeah, and I will say that
you can crop it down to a single. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Katie.
No, go for it. I was gonna say that here under the screen share overlay, you could certainly just use fill the entire frame, like I said, if you press this little button here. But I really like screen share overlays because you just have a lot more functionality. So in here, of course, let me just slide this over a bit more. In here, you're actually able to, so here, show your entire screen or show a current application, and then you can choose like what part of, for example, what part of Ecamm Live. So here, if I wanted to show just the comments and reactions window, right? So that comes up here. But then I can zoom in and out. But if I hit the, and I always forget which one it is, Option or Command Dock to crop? Option? Option, yeah.
I was just going to
hit the option, you can crop, right? So like you can crop in, so I'm just showing the comments and reactions window. And then you can resize it. And, here I have as a setting that, so I can remove the corner radius and I can remove that border, but I have that ability if I, and of course now I need to crop in just a little bit more to be able to show all of it. But so, yeah, so then you have that, you're sharing your screen, but you have some flexibility there. And obviously when I'm scrolling up and down here, the questions are going to go up and down in the same way. So yeah, a lot of functionality with screen sharing. The one thing I will say that gets a little bit tricky, I love the wheel. The one thing that gets a little bit tricky is that if you, like I am today, are just on a laptop and you don't have an external monitor plugged in, sometimes managing the various windows and running Ecamm at the same time can feel a little bit daunting because you have kind of like a lot of things layered on only one small display. So if you are planning on doing a lot of different screen sharing, you might just need to spend a little bit of extra time setting it up if you're on a laptop, or if you have access to an additional monitor or even an iPad or something that gives you a little bit more screen space, it is easier to monitor and to kind of move things around and adjust and
Yes.
the show.
Yes. So what I was doing was showing how we use this website whenever we do contests and we want to pick, a winner. And basically, if you saw before I cropped this, it's just a standard issue, like full-fledged web page.
It's a website, yeah.
But so what I was doing was getting rid of all the weird ads, and then you got more stuff down here on the bottom. Over here on the side, you have where you put the names in. So I just crop it into the wheel itself, take out the header so you don't see my address bar and everything, and I just pop it up there in the corner and then spin the win. So yes, you can crop yourself to your heart's content. You can do some pretty amazing stuff. And then once it's in there, you can use your scroll wheel to embiggen or unembiggen accordingly.
That's probably my favorite, both the word embiggen as well as the ability to go back.
My buddy John and I were going to do a design podcast called Click to Embiggen. So we made a couple episodes on YouTube, but then he got a job building this incredible app that you've probably seen before. Right about the time Headspace came out, they had all of those apps that you do the brain stuff to make your, keep your cognition really high. So he went to go design that app, and then he went to work for Moment. So now he makes apps for Moment.
Oh, I like Moment.
Hey.
What does what comment say? You want to pick this one? It says, in live demo mode.
Yes.
This one says, I've introduced Ecamm to a few fitness pros so they can multicam during live stream and recording their workouts. Yeah, Tony, that one actually was on my list as well. And I think we have quite a few members in the Ecamm space that do an amazing job. Yeah, you have one? All right. I'm going to shoot over to Doc so you can show.
So this is Chocolate Twist Yoga, and she's kind of oh, you know what? I should switch to the right scene there, Doc. Where did I put it? See, it's funny when I make these things and I don't remember where I put it. Oh, way to go, Doc. Here we go. I got it. Bam. So this is Chocolate Twist Yoga, and she's doing something very similar. Let me move TubeBuddy out the way. And what she's doing is using it for her yoga class. And you could either do them as pre-recorded scenes, or you can have camera switches come up in when you're doing it, sort of live. So she's been doing a combination of mixing it with pre-recorded and live. And what she has right out of the frame of her mat on the floor is a stream deck that she can use to change the tighter camera angles with the less tighter camera angles. So yes, you can do some really cool stuff like this. I'm not going to attempt to play the video because it will just chew up the whole entire internet while we're doing this. So that's the reason why I did it.
That is great, and I think it's an important one to think through because I think sometimes it's hard to wrap your head around how you can live stream or record videos when you're not, like we do a lot of videos where we're sitting or standing in front of a computer. And so I think it is important to say that it is possible, absolutely, to use Ecamm even if you're by yourself doing videos where you are moving or demonstrating or doing a fitness class, it's just going to require you to have something like a Stream Deck or be able to kind of set either invisible so I was going to say leveraging
Don't tell Katie, but I expensed this week. It was $30. It's a little Logitech remote, and it says PC only, but it works perfectly cool with the Mac. When I plug this, don't drop that. The dongle is kind of massive. I will say that the dongle is pretty huge.
Big dongle, yeah.
But you plug this into a USB spot on your computer, and then once you turn it on, you get not only of the ability to change scenes in Ecamm, and it's only going to go forward next. It's not going to jump around as much, but you also get a little cool. Ooh, don't do that, Doc. A little cool green laser pointer. It bounced off of my lens and right back into my face. So this is really cool for us Mac people. This will get the job done. Again, this is only like $40. But there is one called the Signature Series, which I believe is like $110, and that one is Bluetooth, but it also has some other cool features that we would be able to use as Mac people. But these work really well if you can't be at the keyboard.
Yeah. And I mean, it's also important, like if you can't, I mean, that wasn't expensive, so certainly anyone could grab that. But there are other options out there. Many of you have Stream Decks. Stream Deck works great. Like you were saying earlier, for Callie is using one. The Stream Deck on your phone, the app also, is an easy way to be able to change scenes that way. And Stream Deck even now just released a foot pedal. So, if you're a musician, like many of those we talked about, the Stream Deck pedal is a really great option. So is the Air Turn. So there's lots of different ways to still be able to plan out your content in Ecamm, whether it's live or recorded, and flow through it, even if you're not sitting in front of your computer, and even if you don't have someone else to help you run the entire show. And I'm saying this from a ton of experience. Normally I'm sitting right here, but even this week, I sent my husband out to his office to demonstrate something. He was completely by himself, had never used Ecamm before, and he had the Stream Deck and, a very kind of light on location gear, and was able to record a really great instructional demo video for his team where he was standing in front of a 3D printer and was able to walk through that entire process. So if he can do it, you can do it. And it just requires a little bit of thinking through and planning ahead, but it certainly is possible. And then again, doesn't force you to do a ton of editing on the other side if you're able to kind of add in your logo and your frames around here and make it look really professional with a bit of planning on the front side versus a lot of editing on the back side.
The foot pedal is going to be really good for people who do lengthy talks, right? Say you're doing a long talk and you just want to have a couple of different angles, because one of the things that we can do here in Ecamm is let me duplicate my scene real quick, and then I will take this, put it back on my camera. Hey, wrong camera. Put it back on my camera, and I will zoom in just a smidgen, right? And sometimes this is all you need to do to break up the monotony in a lengthy talk, right? And then so what I'm able to do is go from that angle to that angle, and just a couple different ones, right? So you can move yourself around the screen. So if you're doing a long talk, you can just use the foot pedal to change camera angles in the middle of your presentation, so you don't just have that same talking head. The other thing that'll be great for is switching slides on a presentation again, where you might be needing to use your hands, right? So in a presentation or text overlays or something, I can have it changing the various overlays while I'm busy using my hands, say soldering something or, gluing something together. Anybody with the hot melt glue, it ends up all over your whole body. But while you're trying to hot glue something together, you can be bringing comments on screen, because you can set the pedal to do Command K, which is bring up the last comment. So without letting go of the project you're working on, you can just step on the pedal. It would bring up the most current comment. These kind of things. So the Elgato pedal, everyone's laughing at it because why do I need this pedal? Because they just haven't figured it out yet. So let them laugh. Yeah. And then the music people like Aaron Short and Maury guys, for them to be able to bring up comments while they're middle playing a C minor 7 or a diminished G, hey, you guys will figure it out. So all the people that don't get it, let them not get it. The rest of you guys buy them before they sell out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And not just musicians. Anyone that's doing fitness or demoing anything, presentations, cooks and home chefs, looking at you, Kathy, Hester. Yeah, I mean, any kind of crafting, anyone that's doing anything with their hands where you just don't have the ability to easily have a computer in front of you or changing scenes that way, I think it'll be really helpful for. Yeah, all right, so flowing through a couple different questions here. Is there a shortcut key to pull all windows into a specific monitor? Oh, that's a good question.
Let me see. It's in here.
Is there? I don't actually know the answer to that one.
So it's. Oh wait, I'm on Chrome tab. I don't do that. Yeah, bye, man. I just I just clicked something in Chrome that sent my windows everywhere except for where I want them to go. In Ecamm, come on now. I have one of those giant monitors, and so now everything went giant monitor and split it into weird places where I didn't need it to go. Move windows to the desktop. Hold on. Let me put it back to where it was. Here we go. Thank you. Oh. Well, give me a second. In Ecamm, here we go. So if you not in full screen and you look on the thing, it says hide the main window controls, which we know how to do is Command tilde, but there's move windows to the left side of the screen, right side of the screen. You know what? Maybe that's only because I have this giant monitor. Never mind.
Yeah,
there is arrange all windows.
Yeah.
Arrange all windows is Option Shift J.
Option Shift J. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. There it is. Yeah.
Option Command J. Sorry.
Yeah.
Down
Yeah.
there.
Good question.
We use a program called Moom, or there's a couple other one, Tidy. There's a bunch of different window managers available for Mac OS. So you can use things like that to make your windows stay where you want them to stay. But honestly, the best thing you can do, especially even from a laptop, people, $130 for a junk one, about $200 for a decent one. You can get a 13 to 15 inch 1080p portable monitor for less than $200, and just gives yourself a second screen and makes your life easier. If you have an iPad, use that as a second screen, and it just makes your life easier.
Absolutely. All right. I mean, Christian followed up. Not on internet, but on intranet behind a company firewall. Video not available publicly. Oh yeah, that's it. I mean, yes, that's a great question. It's not something that we have as a feature at the moment. It's something we have been talking about and taking a look at. So that would be like bringing in comments, for example, from like a Vimeo or a Zoom meeting, and not necessarily on like a YouTube chat like what we're doing right now. Yeah, it's not something we have right now because typically our connection to those platforms is with RTMP, and that doesn't allow us to access the comments and be able to feature them on screen. Great question. Yeah, that's not yet, but something that we are certainly aware of is becoming more and more of a need. So, Philip hears little voices in the background. Well, Scarlett is here, and then down the hall Ken is teaching coding class to a bunch of kids. So that may be what you're hearing on the background of my end. Is there an Ecamm Discord? There is an Ecamm Discord. On the Discord side of things, we're hard at work. Caleb is hard at work at making an awesome space there. That will be something that we're going to be adding on to the community. So we're not getting rid of the community by any means or closing the Facebook group, but it'll be a different kind of space where folks can come to be able to connect with each other. And I know there's many of you who are not big Facebook fans, so I think it'll be a nice space to have kind of our own server over there. So yes, coming soon. We're still kind of in final testing for it, but should be coming soon. Kelly absolutely needs the new Elgato foot pedals. And yes, you can use an invisible countdown timer to auto switch. The newest beta, I'm trying to remember if it's still in beta or if it moved fully into the app, but you can now actually put all the scenes into a folder, and you can automate that process without countdown timers. So there is a newer feature. I think it's still in beta. So if you don't have the beta version, you can go to ecamm.com/beta, BETA, and you can grab that version to check that out. Dave's here. Hello, Dave.
Yes, it's funny. I use those counters on a daily basis. It's pretty rad. And I teach it every Friday. But yes, in the beta, it's even more cool. You don't need all of that. It's more fun.
I love it. All right, I'm going to go over here. Doc will have to forgive me, so I'll be off screen for a second. But I wanted to show you something that I do. So I actually
You're
use,
still in demo mode if you want to pop out.
yeah, I can pop out, but I think it's actually okay to show. You guys let me know if you want me to be out of demo mode, but I wanted you to see how
Okay.
I've set it up as well. So this is a presentation that I did in Zoom for a conference a couple of months back at this point now. And I use this structure a lot. So I have never been a great public speaker. I'm the kind of person that panics and gets really panicked when I have to think through what I need to say, and I put together way too many notes and I get really off track. So what I like about Ecamm and how I like building out these kinds of presentations is that I can plan it out as if it's slides, except that I use text overlays to flow through my content. And it helps me to keep focused, keep on camera, go through my presentation, but it gives me visual reminders of what I'm supposed to be talking about next. So I don't need to worry about having a teleprompter in front of me or notes, taped to the desk or reading through everything. It allows me to just focus on the content itself. And I think provides kind of a fun setting. So this is just an example of something you can do in Ecamm, and you can do it as a recorded video or just using virtual camera to go into an app like Zoom or Teams or Google Meet or any of the different virtual event applications. So if you're asked to speak or you're doing a presentation or a meeting, it's just a fun way to make it look a little bit different than what people would expect to see. You can accomplish the same thing with Prezi as well, which we've been diving into all this week. But these are literally just overlays and text overlays that actually I think Alicio helped me to design this frame. But these are all text overlays that go on top of it. So certainly if you're thinking through presentations, it is a really good option to help you lay out your content in advance, to think through and plan it out by using scenes and overlays. And then again, I could use the remote control or a Stream Deck or the Stream Deck pedal to be able to flow through that while I'm speaking and presenting. And it just makes it a little bit less stressful and helps me keep on point. The Stream Deck pedal is already sold out. I'm sure that they'll have more back in soon.
That was quick. I bought mine while the demo was still on. So what you do, if you subscribe to the Elgato channel, when they do announcements, it'll be live streamed. They always live stream their announcements. While they're talking, I'm getting what they need, what they say, because by the time the stream is over, it's already sold out.
This is a great question. Will we have the ability to import your own transitions between scenes? That's a great.
We already do that.
That's a great question.
We already do that.
We have our own, but can you import them in Doc? That's a good question that I don't know.
Nerd or die. We do it on a daily basis.
Very
remember the Christmas party when I was doing it with the Christmas wrap? Yeah, there you go. just go to Nerd or Die. There's other places like Own 3D. Own 3D. It's actually owned, but the 3 is an E. Don't get me on that conversation. There's a bunch of other places, but you could do it in Nerd or Die. I've made them myself in Final Cut. So it's kind of sort of built. It's not that it's built in. It's just you just make them. Like if you got that kind of heart's content, you can knock yourself out. You can make them in Final Cut, After Effects, Premiere, like whatever. Here, I'll show you a primary one. I'll just drop this in real quick. Boom, and then when you do it, you just set the scene up that when that plays and when that movie is over, you have it go to the next one. So if you put in one that's semi-transparent like that, and then you just have it go to the next scene when it's done. So if I let that play, you'll notice that the video, the file itself is semi-transparent, right? If you do it as a WebM, you can add audio to the file. So you'll even get the whatever, if you're trying to be cute like that. Here's another version. Let me see if I can bring this in this way so you see it. See, yeah. So
that was a
knock yourself out. Super simple.
Knock yourself. You heard it here first. Knock yourself out. Bring as many. That's
a New York saying, meaning help yourself.
I know.
Oh, that's right. You Boston people don't say mean things like we do.
Oh yeah, no, we're very kind here in Boston. We don't say anything mean at all. Not born in Boston. Oh yeah, too funny. I love it. I'm just going through some of the questions and comments. I love it. all the different fun stuff. Yeah, I know. I know everyone's desperate to get their hands on the new pedal. We did reach out to the Elgato teams. We're going to see if they can come on and talk through some of the fun selling features of it, and maybe we can convince them to do a giveaway if they have a couple left. I love it.
Albert wants to know if the people that invented the software tried timers and scenes yet. Yeah, when it was still in alpha. I mean, that's part of the job. I'm just saying, it goes out there.
Oh, I love it. All right, hang on. I'm going back to my
Scarlett. Someone's talking about Scarlett's merch.
Scarlett is demonstrating the merch. What's your favorite merch, Scarlett? Do you like the pillow better, or do you like the hat better?
Dude, the hat is money.
The pillow is awesome. Doc, do you have Martin's video pulled up?
Yes, I do.
All right, let's show Martin's video as we're moving through.
If I did this correct, wait, that's the wrong scene again, Doc. Here we go. So here's Martin's video here, and it's really cool. He's coming in, just showing some unique stuff, and I'm gonna say he probably learned these setups from building blocks. Mm-hmm. Right? I think this looks like some honor and fulgence teaching over here. So it's pretty cool, right? So he's showing you how you can do a quiz game.
Yep.
And he's doing it all inside of Ecamm. He's showing you how he's breaking down. Actually, he used Keynote to pull this off.
Yep, he did. He used
looks
Keynote.
like Keynote.
Yep.
Yeah. I like listening to Martin's videos because he's from Scotland. And so it just sounds awesome. It's really cool. Oh, he's doing it all with multi-actions. I need to watch this video.
Everyone should check out this video. It is in the Ecamm community. So if you're not in the community yet, or you just stumbled across this video, ecamm.tv/community will get you in there. But yeah, I think that this was really neat. I think we have a lot of different people who have been asking about ways to engage their audience. And I know Anna and Fulgence have done a lot of presentations about this, and they do a lot of amazing audience engagement things during their live sessions.
You know what it is? Martin, like someone mentioned earlier, works in the corporate space. So he's doing this to not make the corporate meetings boring.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So if you want to boost your engagement, think outside the box a little bit about how you can create some of these fun games. You can use the wheel of names, which we've been using in presentations and at events that we've been sponsoring or have been part of. Things like that break up the monotony and are really different than what people expect. So you are all used to seeing cool things on video because you're on YouTube and you're creating video and you're using Ecamm Live, which is awesome. But most people that are sitting in like a Zoom meeting aren't. So even small things will catch attention and will look really, really different. So yeah, thinking creatively about that. And Martin's got a lot of really great ideas there. So certainly something to think about. And you can do a lot of it just using text overlays, or certainly in his case, you can use Keynote as well.
It's so awesome when you go to a Zoom meeting and they really don't have any understanding of what you're about to do, and they come in and first of all, people like look at our setup, right, and they go, "Wait, why does your place look so cool? Is that a background?" And then be like, "Nope, not a background. Not a background." And Scarlett can't go around touching hats in the background.
Yeah, Scarlett's gonna touch all the hats. That was
so. And it's funny because then that starts the conversation. So as an Ecamm user, if you're a subscriber, you want to be an Ecamm affiliate because eventually someone's going to be like, "Hey, I need to buy that," and then you can be rewarded. So definitely do affiliates. Paul's going to do the link because he's faster than me. Affiliates.ecamm.com and
Definitely.
Training every other Friday.
Yeah, training every other Friday. Live demos right here on YouTube every Friday as well. If you just have general questions, but. And I see Jan is on. Hello,
what's up, Jan?
How are things back in Germany? I'm sure Canada misses you. But yes, and this is a great example. The things that he does in Zoom and how he brings to life different experiences. Even on my list of kind of unusual use cases that you may not have thought about as you're using Ecamm are just meetings and pitches. So, as you're connecting with folks and building relationships, Doc does this a lot in just forming partnerships with various companies that we're, working with or getting more information on. Showing up with your Ecamm virtual camera turned on and even just your logo and your name goes a really long way when people are like, whoa, what camera is that? Whoa,
Game
how do you have
changer.
your name? Game changer, right? So
Game changer.
and I'm guilty of this. Sometimes I get lazy and I'm just taking calls with my built-in camera. But when I'm here in this space or when I have, Ecamm turned on, you do show up very differently in a meeting when you are prepared. And it does stand out in that Zoom grid, in that, Teams grid and all those different places. So being able to use it to both create videos and as a dynamic part of your day-to-day workflow. We're in a video first world right now. So the more that we can think that through and use that in different ways, the better.
It's super funny you say that, because that is the conversation, and it's amazing how many people are still trying to fight it. And it's like, yo, you can kind of fight it or you can come to. And so many companies and organizations have been fighting it, and they're realizing what they thought was going to be, a short transition into the quote unquote new thing. It will eventually go away. And now they're years behind their competition. Their competition is staying connected with their audience, and they're going, man, I got to try to get some of these people back. I need to do the video thing. So you guys are in a good place. And believe you me, you can do really well teaching other people how to do exactly as what you've done already.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And again, join the affiliate program, because you will find as you start using it in more ways and in more spaces and places, people are going to start asking how you did that, and having an affiliate account will go a really long way.
Nice. Gary says, yes, Ecamm starts the conversation every time. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Gary. Cool. Absolutely.
Yeah, super cool.
Absolutely. I love it. I'm looking still through my notes, and I think we covered most of the examples. If you are not in our community, just letting you know that we are running a Prezi takeover this week. So if you haven't used Prezi and you haven't used Prezi and Ecamm together, really powerful combination. And I know many people have been kind of practicing and going through things, but it's a really neat way to be able to bring some of these presentations to life and make it look a little bit more interactive and have it a better experience than you can do with just a PowerPoint presentation or just a keynote presentation. So certainly something to look into, and hopefully
I've been having fun playing with Prezi. It's cool. We're actually doing a question and answer session tomorrow with myself and Vince, and then I think we're going to do another on Friday just to bare bones, how do you set it up? It's super simple. Yeah. Honestly, it's super simple. You open up Prezi, you set Prezi up with your camera link, right? Say for your cam link or your USB, however you do that. And then when you're in Ecamm, you select Prezi as the camera. And it's like, yesterday I was playing around changing the slide with the little button, and it is incredible. I really like playing with it. It's cool.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing what you can do. And what's cool about it is that it keeps you on camera. So again, when I was talking or showing you earlier, if you're the kind of person who panics or who isn't a big fan of public speaking or of being on camera, or maybe you're awesome at live streaming, but recorded videos are really terrifying and scary. Having those visual cues and forcing yourself to stay on camera while having, your presentation kind of evolving around you is really engaging for those watching, way more engaging than just reading slides where they can hear you and they can't see you. But it helps give you those visual cues too. So it keeps you on task for your presentation. So it does really help, rather than having a ton of notes, rather than just reading off what it already says on your slides. It's just a much better way to do it. And again, you can do it to a simpler degree just by using text overlays or overlays that are built within Ecamm. That's all those graphics and animations that you can do in Ecamm. But having a tool like Prezi does make it adds a lot more movement in, and provides you with just a ton of templates. So if you're newer to it, it's a great place to start, because it just has a huge library of templates too.
Yeah, they have things that are just ready to go, and all you have to do is plug in values. Now, I was laughing at Paul about that beta release just dropped, and it's funny because
Glenn's just dropping betas. The reason
why it makes me laugh is Glenn drops a release when I'm live every single time. He never drops the releases when I have a chance to be ready. I'm always the guest this time, and he still drops release when I'm live. And I'm like, this Glenn. Oh, I know what we forgot to show everyone, Katie. Here, let me show everyone this real quick because it's kind of cool. All right, so we go to this scene right here, and I'll put my camera on. Okay, so guys, what I'm doing is I am taking this iPad right here.
Thank you. Yep.
And I didn't bring my what do you call it, pencil today. It's up with my other iPad. I should just get another pencil. But I'll take my finger, and everyone who knows me, diehard Raiders fan. So here is to John Madden. Wait, I need to make that bigger.
You need to make it. You need fatter text.
Oh my goodness, that is the conversation of today. So that's the brush opacity and brush size. I'll just use a bigger brush. But yeah, so you can select the pen size in here and then just pick something really, really giant that you want to draw with. And that kind of gives you the writing. See, I can just, write directly on the screen. And I'm not the best, finger writer.
There you go. But this is great. And
yes.
This is we have a lot of people who have been using this kind of whiteboarding for live streams or for, recorded videos, but this is also great just in a team meeting or in a, in an environment where you want to be brainstorming or thinking outside the box. It's just a fun way to go about it and do something that's a little
this
bit
is what
different.
I really do inside Procreate is I try to draw mandalas, but it's super funny. But yes, I love how you can just come in here and select your brush color and go to town. Hey, show the layer. There we go. And you can come to town and just write on here. If you're using a tablet, a pencil, it's much, smoother than your finger. Yeah. But a lot of people just want to annotate something. Or if you're really swanky, right, you could bring up an item that you're talking about, right? Say you have something to show people and you want to put that on the screen, right? So I got my new lights, right? I'm happy about these. I can put it underneath where my camera is. So now I could take my finger and highlight an area. Draw. I'm using the eraser. I could take my finger and highlight an area if I was trying to show someone, that use that particular part of it or how to connect it or, something like that. And then you can control the brightness and the color temperature and things because it shows up to Ecamm as a camera, right? So using your camera controls, you're able to pick up and, I'm kind of guesstimating areas, but if I want to say, hey, before we deliver this product, we're going to want to change this particular region because it's not, the zipper doesn't look safe or, so you can do some really cool stuff with your presentations using your iPad as whiteboard. So there.
And
all I did was made the background green and then draw on top of it. That
green screen for the win. digital green screen right there. But also really good in like what you were just sharing. If you're creating videos for like product launches or live shopping or any of that space that you're getting into, it just makes it really easy to be able to demo with both the product in front of you as well as images of the product and highlight and point to things in a lot of different ways that may not be possible for other creators. So it should help you be able to stand out a little bit, which is the goal, really. Now Scarlett wants to draw. She's like, where's our iPad? How come I can't draw right now? Our iPad's at home, Scarlett. It's at home. I know. You want to draw on the computer.
You can draw on Uncle Ken's car.
There you go. Don't do that. Don't do that.
They were like, why are Katie kids in trouble listening to Doc?
Randy, thank you so much.
Yay,
we had
Tony.
so much fun at EYR. That was Luria's recent event that just ended the Expand Your Reach event. It was just awesome being able to hang out in the sponsor rooms and answer questions, and so many cool questions and excited people. So yeah, hopefully you guys are riding that momentum all the way into this week and beyond because it was a great event. Yay, Tony, you submitted your affiliate account. I'll have to jump off and go over
Yes.
and approve you. It may take a minute,
Yeah.
or two.
Tony's awesome. See, Tony would be great during for showing off people some of the cooler things that you're doing with more, like I say, complicated audio routing. So when we get ready to do our audio workshop, Tony, I'm gonna give you a call. It's coming soon. And then
Yeah.
I just gotta say hi to my cousin Drew in there.
Hey, Drew.
I just seen Drew Boyd. I just made us related. All
I
of
know.
us
I was
Boyds are
like,
related.
sure. I'll buy that. I'll believe that. I like it. Yeah. So we should talk. We're nearing the end of our hour, and I want to just make sure we cover upcoming things that are happening in the world of Ecamm. So if you are happy to hang out with us, we are still in the middle of our Prezi takeover that's happening in the community and here on YouTube. So there was an amazing video earlier this week. You can catch it in the replay. And then there's a Q&A, as Doc said, on Friday that's live. The ability to ask a bunch of questions from the Prezi team. And then you also have upcoming next week, we're doing a full LinkedIn takeover. So if you're like, I don't get LinkedIn and I want to be better there, we're not just covering LinkedIn Live or LinkedIn video. We are covering all aspects of LinkedIn. So just how to be better there, how to network better, how to be able to just grow your brand and your presence in your business using LinkedIn. So if you want to learn with us, come along for the ride all week. And that is happening in the Ecamm community. So that's ecamm.tv/community to be able to jump in there and join that. And as Doc said, right on the heels of that, we have a couple fun surprise things in between, but almost immediately after that, we are jumping into an audio workshop. So we heard you. We know that you want, like me, you just want to ask all the questions about audio and sound and gear and how to be able to hook up all different kinds of microphones, how to get the best sounding audio, how to use tools like loopback, what is a virtual microphone, all of those different questions. We're going to dive in really, really deep into that topic. So we'll do a full hands-on workshop. So if you have any questions upcoming on audio, you can always send them into marketing@ecamm.com. We'll make sure that we add those into our list so we cover them during the workshop. I have
The
a
LinkedIn
question.
thing is going to be fire. It's going to be so good.
So Drew,
And you'll
LinkedIn
get to
week
see.
is next week. So it's immediately starting Monday through Friday next week. And we have some guests and awesome things coming there. And this week right now we're still doing Prezi. And then the following one is actually a studio takeover. Studio takeover. And then the week after is when we're going to be doing our audio workshop. So back to back to back to back to back. But lots of content and always replays available. So if you are working a full-time job and don't have time to join us every hour on the hour, you can always catch us here in replay and send us emails or hang out with us in different places. We're always here to answer questions.
You can watch us on the TiVo.
You can watch us on the TiVo. Do you need to register for LinkedIn for any of these things that we're doing? If you read, all of them are free. If you register, you get email reminders and it'll get added into your calendar so that you don't miss any of the live events, as well as additional like resources and workbooks and things like that. But you don't have to register, and you can register late. So we actually don't have the registration link yet for LinkedIn week, but that's coming soon. But yeah, you can register, but you don't need to. You can still participate.
Yeah, but make sure you get ready for Monday when the ENN squad, Anna and Fulgen's in there. We'll be telling you all about it. It's going to be so awesome. Andrew, you're going to have to rewind, Andrew.
All right, wait a sec. One more time for Andrew because we're excited you're here. We are wrapping up right now. Back up and catch this if you want to learn more about different kinds of ways you can use Ecamm Live. But right now, we are in the middle of a Prezi takeover. So if you want to learn about Prezi, you can jump on, catch the replays, participate with us, and hang out and learn lots. Next week, Monday through Friday, we'll be doing a LinkedIn-focused week, and our ENN show will be Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, but it'll be only on LinkedIn because we're all focused about LinkedIn next week. Following week, we are doing a home studio build with our friend Junaid and the ENN crew. And then the following week, audio workshop. So lots and lots and lots of stuff going on. All of it free, all of it open to everyone. And there will be registration links available so you don't miss anything, but you don't need to sign up in advance. All right, one last question. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's so nice of you. We appreciate it.
See, I'm telling you, those Boyd people are nice, man.
Boy, people are nice. How did you
Damon, you're
connect
gonna
the
laugh when I give you the answer.
iPad?
I saw the question. This how you connect it. This cable into that port. That's it. We're Ecamm. Like your phone, your iPad,
Plug it
even
in.
Android tablets. Like you just plug them in. They just pop up as a camera on your guy. If for some reason it doesn't pop up on the first go, just try a different cable. Cables, it's funny inside here. What a lot of people don't know about the USB-C cables, especially in the Apple camp, there's 16 pins in here, right? And you only need 8 of them to work. So they will count a dead pin and remap, but not all devices are smart enough to move the pin to another pin. So you just try a different cable. You'd be amazed. You just plug it in, it just works. Super boom.
That is awesome. All right. On that note, we are staying warm. Doc is staying warmer than us, but we will stay warm regardless. And we appreciate everyone hanging out with us today. We will be back next week with Jill. Hopefully she'll be feeling better. You can catch Doc
I'm not out brush up my Portuguese.
You can catch Doc on Friday, every Friday for the demo or in the community. He's all over and here to answer your questions. But we appreciate everyone, and we'll see you again next time. Bye, Doc.
Thank
Bye,
you, CEO
everyone.
Scarlett.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.